Today I have a fun underwater shaker card to share. Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I'm here with part of an Ellen Hutson release from a set called Subbing In, and I thought it'd be fun to share some Prismacolor pencil colouring on some dark cardstock. This is almost going to be like a no-line colouring, so I've got this white pigment ink, which is the unicorn white, and this is a beautiful ink to stamp out on dark cardstock. It's probably the best one I've ever used, and I've tried a few. This set, Subbing In, is such a fun set released by Brandy, and it has lots of sea-like images. There's also some really fun elements that go with it. There's a porthole die, and that's what gave me this idea today. I'm going to be making a shaker porthole card. Alright, so to do my Prismacolor colouring, I've stamped out the images in the white ink. I'm actually adding a base colour of white pencil, and this just helps the colours that I'm going to use over top really pop. Now, these colours were inspired by the most incredible jellyfish that was coloured by Sandy Olnock, and if I can find it, I'll link it. It's a like a rapid colour video that she put up, and it just blew my mind. She's such an amazing colorist, and she truly makes any medium shine. I'm just in awe of her. So these are nothing like what she drew or coloured, but the colours are very similar, and it's what gave me the idea to do it this way. When I'm using Prismacolor on dark cardstock, I don't like to use my blending solution like the Gamsol. I find that it kind of can wet some of the dark cardstocks. You can actually try it. I usually just like to draw the pencil and blend the pencil with itself. And on something like a jellyfish, I actually like to see the lines, and it kind of makes it look a little bit more see-through. To add my highlights, I simply just use my white pencil, and you can see here that I've got a pencil extender, and I will link that below because last time I used this I had lots of questions about that. I did colour my eyes last because it just helped me find them in my image, and I added some black shading there as well. So this is the porthole image that I was talking about, die cut, and I've cut it a few times here. So I've cut it twice with some fun foam, once in some pale grey cardstock, and I also cut it out of some silver cardstock because I want to make this pop a little bit to make room for the shaker elements. And I mostly join all my pieces together with some matte medium, but for the actual cardstock itself I use my tape runner. And the reason I cut a second one with the silver is I wanted the silver to shine through the little die cut holes in the image, and to do that I simply just rotated the die cut around so that they were offset. My acetate, I need that to be slightly smaller, and I don't have, I could just use a circle die that's slightly smaller if you've got one. I found it was just as easy to use the die cut hole and draw a line and then just cut slightly on the inside of that. And acetate's really easy to stick, so I just used my tape runner for that again, and that's going to hold really well. This is the part I always forget. I always forget to actually add the acetate in my shakers, so I like to try and do that early. I've got a 3.5 by 3.5 inch top fold card, and I'm stamping my sentiment with the obsidian black ink from Altenew, and I'm using my Misty to do that. And here I'm just cutting the back. When I'm stamping out my images, I made sure to stamp more than I needed. That way I didn't have to come back and start again. It's funny when you're die cutting a panel like this, I always find you need so many more images than you originally think, because you want little bits to be off the edge of the die cut to make it look like the image flows on. That didn't make sense at all. Did that make any sense? Stamp more than you need. Here's a lesson I learnt there. And here's another lesson. I've got the twinklets. These are like little glass bits, and they make awesome shaker elements. But, you know, it's always so difficult to work out how much to add. So I'm lifting it up here to have a look underneath. I just spilled the whole lot nearly on the top of my desk, but that's okay. Then I had to stop my cat from walking through it. I thought she's going to get little bits of glass in her feet. So anyway, moving on, I did add a little bit more, and I think I probably added a little bit too much to this because it's quite a small, not small, but you don't want to hide your images too much. But if there's anyone that can tell me a way to work out exactly how much to put in a shaker card, I'd love to know. That's my cat playing in the background now, without glass in her feet. How cool is this card? Don't forget to head to my blog, and you can find all the links to everyone else on the hop to celebrate the new release from Ellen Hutson. I'm really excited. It's such a fun release. I've got another card there for you to check out as well. So don't forget to like this video if you like it, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. I always love your visits here and your comments. I appreciate every single one of them. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.